Hello, everyone. Welcome to our health conversations. And with me this evening is Dr. David, and I'm Ojugo, coach, also known as Coach Ojugo. So we're having a short conversation around reversing stroke. So Dr. David is an alternative health practitioner, that uses herbal cures, things around us, things that God made, to actually reverse various forms of illnesses. It's really amazing, that God on his earth left quite a lot of things, with man to be able to handle challenges when they come. Today, we are talking about reversing stroke. Young people, a lot of young people in their 30s and above these days, you just hear, oh, this person had stroke. I think the other Sunday in church, I saw a young man, limping, and he was being held to walk. And I was like, wow, this must be stroke, and at such a young age. If we rewind back to 30 years ago, most young people were fine. It's usually people in their maybe mid 70s and above that, due to one challenge or the other, they have stroke. Dr. David, welcome to today's very important conversation. What's the cause of stroke? Why are the numbers becoming really high? Let's start from there.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be on board. I greet everyone that is connected to this meeting tonight. Talking about stroke simply means a sudden death of brain cells, And when we talk about sudden death of brain cells, there are things that causes that. Once the brain cells are dying, then the stroke that we are talking about will start manifesting. Things that lead to sudden death of brain cells and also causing lack of oxygen to the brain are something like the blockage of the arteries or the leakage of blood in the brain. These are the two ways of stroke that are on ground. It's either the arteries are blocked or there is a leakage of blood in the brain. This can cause sudden death of the brain cells. Talking about stroke, there are things that lead to this stroke. It's not that it just happened just like that. No. We have something like diabetes. If somebody is diabetic, with time, it can lead to stroke. If someone is hypertensive, with time, it can lead to stroke. If someone is always stressful, that is to say, stress is also one of the causative of stroke. If someone is stressful all the time, it can lead to heart attack, and you having heart attack can also lead to stroke.
Okay.
Then we also have another causative of stroke called high cholesterol. If you have high cholesterol, this can also lead to stroke. So we need to, first of all, try to know what are the causative and how we can prevent it. I believe with these few things that I've mentioned tonight, every one of us will get to know and also try to adjust ourselves so that we will not find ourselves in these categories of those that are having stroke. It's very, very simple for us to prevent it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for enlightening us. So that means our lifestyles, you even mentioned stress can actually affect people, and it could become so much that you know. So is it because of maybe, I don't know whether it's because of where we live in this part of the world, but I think strokes are also out there in the developed countries. But I think a lot of people, a friend also mentioned she passed through it, for a season. And when she got to the hospital, she was so surprised that a lot of young women too were having stroke, and their age ranges were not really so high. So what could we do to even prevent it? Let's talk about preventing it now before we now talk about reversing it and, things one
Okay.
could do to reverse. Please go ahead.
All right. When we talk about prevention, the things that I've mentioned before are things that we need to look into. One should not just sit down there and just be saying that it is well when it is not well. If you want to prevent stroke from coming, then you need to also key in by checking your system time to time. Check your blood sugar level, 1. 2, check your BP all the time. Check your cholesterol, which is fat. Especially these 3 things are things that one need to check all the time. If there is a rising of your sugar level, then try to quickly find solution to that before it resolve to another thing. If you are having high blood pressure, then try to make sure you get solution to that. If you are having high cholesterol, try to also look for solution to bring it into the normal level. All these 3 things that I have mentioned. And if you are the one that works so hard and you are always stressful, try to give yourself rest, because there's no any amount of stress that you carry on your head that will not lead to something which you will not like tomorrow. So my advice is, make sure you give yourself rest. No matter how stressful you are, rest. Pick a time and rest. Or pick a time and go out and feel good instead of overstressing yourself. For this can easily lead to heart attack. And when you have that, can also lead to stroke. If we do this, I think it will reduce this rate of stress, stroke that we are talking about. Then naturally, because as your first says, I'm into natural ways of handling issue, health matters. There is a fruit called citrus. Citrus is all around us. It's all around us. We can use it to prevent stroke from coming.
Wow.
What are citrus? We have orange, we have lemon, and we have lime. These 3 that I've mentioned are very, very good in using to prevent stroke from coming, because they have high level of vitamin C, and it's not too far from us to get it. You can get to the market, or you can get to your yard where you plant them. It's very necessary for you to even have 1 tree of either orange or lemon or lime, and this will do you good.
Wow.
I think this
this is
example
really,
or
really,
some
this
of the
is
things that I've
really,
listed here,
yeah,
it's
this is
okay.
really eye-opening. Something simple, citrus fruits,
Very,
high
very
in
simple.
vitamin C, because I think they make sure that they work on cleaning out your vessels. He said sometimes it's blockage
Yes.
of your vessels, and they work hard in doing this. So this is really a lifestyle management, thing. so that it doesn't even come in. So now, if someone has already experienced stroke, how can it be reversed? Is it even possible to reverse it, or you're going to live with it, you know, for the rest of your life? Tell us, doctor.
Yes, that is why we are here tonight. Stroke is reversible. Can I say stroke is curable?
Wow.
How do you do that? One of the ways that we handle our issues of stroke, is first, we get to the root. We will not treat any stroke without knowing the cause of it. We would like to get the result of the client to know, is this patient diabetic? Is this patient hypertensive? Is this patient having high cholesterol? All these that I have mentioned before, factors are to be brought forward. And when you get to the root of it, for example, if one is diabetic, you try to control the sugar, try to reactivate the cells of the pancreas. Then in our formation, that is the formula that we use, the herbs has the ability to start flushing the arteries to make sure that the blood flow is normal. If it is as a result of diabetes, we also try to make sure that the pancreas, which is responsible for the production of the hormone called insulin, is being taken care of. And the herbs that we use